A tentative deal between the bankrupt cryptocurrency companies FTX and Genesis would settle the allegations made by both sides in their continuing dispute. The parties have reached an agreement in principle, subject to documentation, regarding a settlement that would resolve, among other things, the claims asserted by the FTX debtors against the debtors in these Chapter 11 cases and the claims asserted by Genesis debtors against the FTX debtors in the FTX Chapter 11 cases, a letter filed by their legal representatives to Judge C.N.H. Lane reads. The letter did not include details about the settlement. According to a January court document that lists a list of significant creditors, Genesis had become the largest unsecured creditor of FTX and its connected firms, owing $226.3 million. Parallel to this, FTX said that Genesis owed approximately $4 billion in debt, which was ultimately lowered to $2 billion and refuted by Genesis. Following the bankruptcy of FTX in November, Genesis Global Capital, the lending arm of Genesis, temporarily stopped redemptions and new loans. According to a representative at the time, this move was made in reaction to the severe market disruption and decline in industry trust brought on by the FTX implosion. The business then sought bankrupt protection in January, having already suffered losses of several $100 million as a result of the failure of Three Arrows Capital.
The US Commodity Futures Trading Commission is reaching beyond its jurisdiction in trying to sue Binance, the global crypto exchange said in a motion to dismiss the regulator's lawsuit against it. The filing leans heavily on the view that the CFTC is overreaching in suing Binance, which does not operate in the US, and its CEO Changpeng Zhao, who does not reside in US, the filing said. The first 6 of CFTC charges do not apply to the foreign conduct alleged here, and several of the charges don't meet the legal standards set out by statutory requirements, it added. The 7th charge that Binance is trying to evade the Commodity Exchange Act should be dismissed because the agency likewise does not meet the requirement it needs, the filing said. There is no dispute that the CFTC has no regulatory authority over spot trading, even in the United States, let alone abroad, the motion to dismiss said. The CFTC sued Binance in March, alleging the company offered unregistered derivative products in US, including cryptocurrency trading services and futures and option products. The regulator further alleged that Binance did not properly supervise its business, have a decent know your customers and anti-money laundering program, and didn't register as Future Commission's merchant designated contract market or swap execution facility. Binance's legal troubles in US include a lawsuit from a Securities and Exchange Commission, which the securities regulator filed last month.
The US Senate last Thursday passed the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act, which included a provision that tightens oversight over financial institutions engaged in crypto trading and takes aim at crypto mixers and anonymity-enhancing crypto assets. The amendment was brought forward by a bipartisan group of US senators comprised of Kristen Gillibrand, Cynthia Lummis, Elizabeth Warren, and Roger Marshall, who said in a press release that the move represented one of the most substantial congressional actions to date regarding crypto assets. The amendment was crafted by provisions taken from the 2023 Lummis-Gillibrand Responsible Financial Innovation Act and Senator Warren's and Senator Marshall's Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act introduced in 2022. Specifically, it requires that the Secretary of the Treasury establish examination standards for crypto assets, which would help examiners better assess risk and ensure compliance with money laundering and sanctions laws. In addition, it requires the Treasury Department to conduct a study on combating anonymous crypto asset transactions, including the use of crypto mixers that are sometimes used to obfuscate funds. It's a common practice to add amendments to the bill that aren't necessarily defense-related. The House passed its version of the NDAA, which is seen as a must-pass piece of legislation earlier this month, and both chambers now need to negotiate on a version that can pass both chambers. Earlier, the House Agriculture Committee advanced the Financial Innovation Technology for the 21st Century Act, which would create a federal regulatory framework for crypto in the US. The House Financial Services Committee passed its version of that bill on Wednesday. That's it in today's special segment. For more such updates, follow 3.0TV or log on to our website at www.3versetv.io or scan the QR code to know more.